All right, I think we are live. Get some viewers in here. Sorry, I'm doing this from my basement because I'm watching my kid in his playpen thing here, whatever you want to call it. So if you hear baby squeals in the background, that's what's going on. Another episode of Late Night Gun Chat. Sorry, I had to do it on a different night. Just one of those things. We had some family things going on, and one of the family things going on was going to the gun store together. So I sold my Glock 43 and ended up getting a Glock 34. So Crazy Scotsman, you would not be proud of me. Sorry, I got a Glock for a Glock, but that's what's up there. So it's pretty nice when you can at least sell a gun for what you have in it. So that's nice. It's a seller's market right now for sure. But sold it to a nice guy, signed a bill of sale and all that jazz, and that's that. Tristan the Rapper, what's up? How you doing? I hadn't seen you in here before. Good to see you. All right. So, hey everybody, and just doing the live thing here. You guys know how late night gun chat works. You guys ask questions usually about 2A stuff or bear defense guns and all that kind of stuff, and hunting stuff or whatever you want to do, and I answer them. That's how 2A. That's how the late night gun chat works. So Keith Gregory's in the house. So it looks like we got 7 people watching. I don't know who is watching. Unless you say something. I am in my basement this time instead of upstairs, so if the internet's bad, please let me know. And like I said, I am watching my little buddy while mom's at the store, so you might hear some squealing in the background because she's a squealer. All right. So just like his mom, he's a screamer. Oh, I mean, yeah, never mind. All right. So, there we go. StreamYard finally caught up. So you got Bernabe Sanchez here. Good to see you, man. I got a Remington 700 Youth 243. Hey, that's a good one to. It's a good one to have. I think we got the 7mm 08 Ruger American Youth, the compact or what do you want to call it. What's up, Gun Nation? What's up, Mr. FNH, gun toting pacifist? Hey, I'm going to send you a link. You can join in, man. How do you like the looks of the new Colt Anaconda? It looks good to me. I mean, I like the looks of most revolvers. The only one I don't like the looks of are the Chiappa, but I understand the reason for doing that. So, all right, gun toting pacifist. I just sent you a link on your Instagram. So if you want to join in, you can join in. All right, let's see. How do you like the looks of the new Colt Anaconda? Yeah, looks good. Are bear tags up there done on a lottery, or do you just purchase one? Depends on where you're at and which pet tag you're going for, and if you're a resident or not. Most residents can get a bear tag pretty easily, so there is that. Youth model, there you go. What is the best black bear gun? Honestly, a 30-06, 270, 30-06, 7 mag. They're all good into how far away you're going to shoot it. So I would say, I mean, to be honest with you, if you have a 243 and that's what you have, and you come up to Alaska, load it with 80 grain Barnes, load it with a bullet that's going to stay together and be solid, and hunt. That's what I would do if I were you, to be honest with you. It'll take care of any caribou, it'll take care of any black bear. Moose, it's a little light for. Probably hit it in the right spot. Brown bear, absolutely not. But, if you hit it in the right spot, I had a native roommate who killed 2 brown bear that was coming too close to their fish camp with a 243. So, yeah, I would. It's more really about having a good round than it is having a good projectile than it is having the right caliber. It always is. So, best black bear gun, I'd say 30-06, 277 mag, somewhere in there. But like people do it with 243. So, all right. Do you like the Glock 29 or prefer the 20 or the 40? I like my Glock 29. I always do. I prefer the 40. Yeah. If I were going to buy another Glock 10mm, it would be another 40. Hey, what's up, Rob? I'm guessing you're working right now, so there you go. What is the elk gun? Most people are going to say elk starts with 30-06 and up, 270 and up, those long action calibers with good bullets. But yeah, I would say personally, 30-06 and up is what I would use for elk or 7 mag. You can't beat for an all around anything from deer and varmints to moose and grizzly bear. you can't beat a 7 mag or a 30-06 or a 300 Win mag, really. So those are the ones I would go with. Cherry City Guns and Ammo is in the house. John Phaser's in the house. Adam Hymas. Yep, there's a lot to be said about hitting the right spot. Yep, shot placement is better than misplacement. Yep. 300 Buffalo Wings mag. Yeah, there you go. Is there a good 9mm load for light-tailed deer? My state only allows 40 caliber and up. Well, 9mm is not 40 caliber, so I don't know why you would do that. But if you were hunting with a pistol caliber carbine, I would say just shoot the 147 grain hard cast. That's what I would shoot for deer. It's going to buffle up some and maybe even tumble, stuff like that. I would shoot the 147 grain hard cast myself. But that's that. So I work at Sunday through Thursdays. Well, I sent you a link if you want to join. So we probably won't be here long, but if you want to join in, there you go. The other thing I would do is maybe look at a 147 grain XTP. The loading it as hot as you possibly can. If you're hand loading it. So there you go. Kimber Black Ice and 10mm. Have to sell a kidney to get one. Yeah, it's just that Kimber's quality control. Like you might get a great one, you might get one that's junk. So ask Rob from Cherry City Guns and Outdoors. He knows. So there's that. So, but yeah. So yeah, 454 Casull. Yeah, if you're wanting the absolute best handgun caliber for bear, probably 454 Casull. I have to admit it. Maybe 480 Ruger. So can't find the link. Let me send it to your Instagram. Yeah. There you go. So there you go. Okay, Buffalo. Oh, 375 Ruger and up. Yep, I wouldn't take anything less than a 375 Ruger or H&H, personally. Grizzly Crazy, what's up? I was just wondering if anyone used 9mm for deer because I shot an 11-pointer with a 410 when I was like 17. There you go. Like 9mm could do the job. I don't know why we can't use it. There you go. I agree with you. In Georgia where I grew up, it was any centerfire 22 caliber or larger you could use for deer. So
that's how it is here in Oregon too.
So technically you could use your 380 pistol for deer. So
I wouldn't advise it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people in Oregon hunting with 22 Hornet. Technically it was legal.
Hey, if you're ear holing, who cares? Don't ruin any meat that way. Don't have a lot of recoil. There you go. And howdy, new sub. What's up, man? How's your Friday night going? Good. I'm just babysitting while my wife is at Walmart getting stuff to bake a cake for her grandfather. So if you hear squeals in the background, that's why. But yeah, my Friday night's going pretty good. I went to 4 gun stores before I came home and didn't buy a thing. Didn't buy a single thing at any of them. Almost. I'll tell you what's going on. I'm pulling a chook and I'm trading and selling guns right now. And I'm trading. I sold him my 1022 takedown, and even though I really wanted to hunt with it Sunday, and then I'm going to get something a little bit more compact, some type of braced pistol for a bug out gun instead of that 1022 takedown. I just don't like it not returning to 0 and then having to take up the main gun compartment in my herbalist stock instead of being taken apart in the other compartment. So that's kind of the way I feel about it. So that's that. So, I'm thinking I'm going to get an 8-inch Ruger Charger with a folding and put a folding brace on it.
Copycat.
Yeah. Well, I have a guy who might have a line on a Tippmann. I'd rather have the Tippmann AR-15 22. so that buddy boy over here can learn to do it when he's his time. So, but yeah. So you like your folding brace setup?
I love it. Absolutely love the charger. Love the folding brace. Tomorrow, my new acquisition should get out of background check purgatory, and while I'm there, I think I'm going to pick up the binary trigger for the charger.
Nice. Yeah, if my suppressor could handle really rapid fire, I would. If it said light bump fire only in the owner's manual. I got one of the old cheap Rebel suppressors before they went out of business. It works though.
I gotcha.
It's really quiet. So I don't think I'm gonna go binary, but you never know.
Well, I'm gonna. I've already purchased a new mag setup that has. They're way behind, and they're telling everybody it could be 2 months to receive your order. And I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but I'm going to do a video on it once I get it in. And it's a 1022 magazine, but you load your 22 rounds onto like stripper clips. And the magazine's got a slot in the back with a follower, and you pull the follower down, and it's just like loading a nail gun. So you take the entire stripper clip of 22 shells and drop it into that slot in the back of the magazine, and then release the follower, just like you would like on a framing gun. And so it's really quick ways to load your 1022. It comes with enough you can load up, I think, like 200 rounds at a time with one magazine. Then I figured, well, if I'm going to have a quick way to load them, get the binary trigger and have a quick way to unload them as well. So I'm just kind of building the ultimate ammo wasting charger when we're in an ammo shortage, because that's smart.
Yeah, well, we all got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, I'm really well stocked on 22 long rifles. So
yeah, me too. Out of the tens of thousands of rounds I have at my house, there's a good chance 75% of them are 22 long rifle. So, yep. All right. So, looking to buy a complete lower BCM, or should I just buy an already built AR? Right now, you get the best thing you can afford at the time. To be honest with you,
get whatever you can find, even if it's a poverty pony setup.
Poverty pony. Yep, there you go. Rob's flexing on the pores. Yeah, AKA.
Hey, I've got Anderson stuff at my house. I'm not. It's just a funny thing to say.
Yeah, I actually have an Anderson that I think is a little out of spec. It does not. My upper and lower just do not fit, and I put the wedge in to make it tighter, and I made it tighter. But then I couldn't chamber around half the time because it was, a wedge actually spreads the upper and lower apart, and to make it tighter and to put tension. And now it was doing it so much that the bolt wouldn't necessarily go all the way forward. There was friction going out of the buffer tube. Once you got it chambered, you were totally okay. It would fire and
craziness.
But there were times, especially when it was dirty. There's one day it got snow chunks in it, and it would not chamber hardly at all. So, I cleaned it the night before, so I had snow and dirt and snow mixing with the oil. I didn't bone it, so yeah, it was bad. But that's that. Scott Lieber says the 460 VXR is probably the best bare handgun. Yeah, I can agree with that. I got accurate number 7 and number 9 in today. You guys have convinced me to break out the 357 mag again. There you go.
Are you finding that online, Adam? Because I'd love to get my hands on some number 7.
Yeah, I got one thing in number 7. It's actually in the hopper right now for 9mm, and number 9 I've got 10mm. Yeah. And then
I'd like to get 7 or 9.
Chook last week actually found power pistol. And so I'll be able to load some 9 and 10 with power pistol as well. I'm actually going to load 90 grain XTP in 9mm with power pistol. It should be cooking to close to 1400. Especially,
I just bought some 200 grain XTPs for my soon to arrive 10.
There you go. So what 10 did you order?
The Kimber long slide target.
Oh yeah, I'm jealous of that one. That's right. I've wanted that one for a while. But again, hopefully you get a good one.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know you're taking a risk if you're buying a Gibber, but you may have issues.
There you go. For Cape Buffalo, Grizzly saying this is what you go for. All right, yeah, I agree with that list. All right, best youth guns. Well, I mean, again, what purpose? I mean, a 20 gauge youth shotgun's great. I would say I like the Remington over the Mossberg, but I have a Mossberg because it's so much cheaper. I have a Maverick 88 for it. Even a single shot. I have that CBA single shot. That'd be a good youth gun. It's got a full size stock on it, but it's got a spacer you can take out and make it a short stock. So it's got like an adapter, and I like that gun. I think that's a good little 20 gauge single shot. Teach them how to do it with one shot.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you did with your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter started off with the single shot 20.
Yep, there you go.
And then it was like abusive. So when we went turkey hunting, I actually let her use my semi-auto 12 because my semi-auto 12 with 2 3/4 inch was less recoil than the single shot 20 because it was just so light and such a short barrel. And
one thing people don't understand: if you have heavy 3-inch 20 gauge loads, they can be about as powerful, almost as powerful as a 12 gauge, and then you're sending that same amount of power, that 95% amount of power, down a smaller hole in a lighter gun. I mean, the physics of it say it should kick you more.
She's got a semi-auto 20 now. That thing is just sweet.
Oh yeah. So there we go. Let's see if we can get to some more.
Then for big game, she started off with a Savage Axis in 270.
There you go.
So all the guys that say that 270 is too snappy a recoil, well, my very, very small built daughter's been shooting her 270 since she was 12.
Well, my wife shoots a 338 Win Mag, so
if 270 is too much recoil, you might want to take up knitting. This might not be for you.
Yeah. So my issue with 270's recoil is it's too much. There's some type of like sharpness to it that it's a little bit. It's just a little bit, and it's only with 150 grain. Anything below it is
interesting.
Fine. But like heavy 150 grain loads that are pushing that 2950, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So there's that. Be some upper with an arrow lower. There you go.
Arrow's great. Arrow makes really good stuff.
Arrow is like almost all my guns have arrows on them except for the one Anderson. However, that Anderson with the PSA barrel, I've gotten several sub-minute angle groups out of it, even though they're shaking in the lower. So can't be that bad. Love my Charger. Where can I get a brace? I'll tell you after I get mine. How's that, AK-47? So you don't go buy them out. I think Gun Cache has them. So
there's a lot of places that you can use any AR style brace. You just have to get an adapter to make the Charger accept a brace.
Yeah.
You can get the one that has the vertical Picatinny rail on the back, and you can get braces that mount to that, or you can get an adapter that goes from the Charger to a standard buffer tube, and throw on anything that you could throw on an AR.
Heard Arrow was solid and you stock up more. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Arrow really is.
A couple of years ago when things were good, they were having them on sale $50-$55 a lower at a local store here, and it was awesome. 308 is all around rifle. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the 308.
Yeah,
I have that binary trigger in my 1022 that I bought in 1988. There you go. I have a 1022 Gatling gun. There you go.
Is that the one that has the two 1022s in it?
In the hand
That's
crank?
pretty cool. Yeah. I wish they still made those kits. I'd put one together for sure.
Yeah. Just sold a Breaker 22 LR. There you go. Hello from Canada. Too bad we cannot have 1022 mag more than 10 rounds. Yeah, there you go. Did they search your car on the way back from Alaska? I'm just asking. I just put the Romeo Zero on my 365 XL. Got it for $29 with the USCCA membership deal just ended. Does anyone have any experience with it? Have been carrying it 2 weeks. No, now no problems. You got more experience than I do. I don't do red dot pistols yet. I just haven't been able to get into it.
Red dot pistols are awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, throw a 458 so come up or on your lower, and then you'll know if your lower's good.
Yeah. 50 Beowulf.
Powder Valley had both.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Y'all are feeling the heat with too. Tommy gun. A great 300 blackout would be dope. Yeah. Yeah. I just not getting into something I can't get ammo for right now. The last 300 blackout I saw was the MagTech, and it was a 50 round box for $62.99. I'm just like, no, not doing it. Not doing it. I actually have some 300 blackout on the shelf, but
I feel for you diehard outdoors. I've been working third shift lately myself for about 2 months now.
oh yeah, yeah. We haven't gone over to Chook's living room and done a video in a while. There you go. Missouri Deer. That is where I live. Yeah, man, you're fine with your 243. To be honest with you, I wouldn't. You're absolutely fine.
I'm going to say something totally and completely unexpected. So 243 is a great deer round, but it does tend to leave a lot of bloodshot because of the high velocity. What really would probably be really great for a kid, and if you're just going after deer, is a 6.5 Creedmoor. I just said 6.5 Creedmoor. Those of you that don't know me don't understand.
Rob, you're growing up. I'm so proud of you.
I mean, it's great for kids and the mentally unstable, and people that can't handle any kind of recoil. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it was like I said on your 6.5 or 270 crushed a 6.5 video. 270 is like 30-06 for women, and 6.5 is like 6.5 by 55 Swiss for those who like science. So that's the way I see it. So I think you responded ouch to that one, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
1022s are awesome. Binary takes it to the next level.
I can't wait to play with the binary.
I carry my Dan Weston 10mm hand load, some 200 grain XTP 9+1.
Nice.
There you
go. Have you tested the 200 grain XTPs?
I'm not.
Yeah, but I was curious about that. I've never played with them.
Yeah, only 200 grains I've tested is the hard cast from Underwood. So
okay.
6.5 Creedmoor for deer, absolutely. I took a caribou with my 6.5 Creedmoor, so and that caribou cow is as large as any whitetail. Though I think pound for pound, whitetail are a little tougher, but that caribou cow is as large as any whitetail in the country. Corn fed in the middle of the country. It's as large as any big whitetail buck would be during rut. So, I took a caribou with it. And your bullet selection, though, like if you have a bullet that explodes apart, it's no good. You want a bullet that expands but still penetrates all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure you never find that bullet, but you want to make sure it does some damage. So 270 is good for knitting. There you go.
What, knitting its way through the brush and killing a big Roosevelt elk? Damn right, it's good for knitting.
My 20 gauge shockwave with a brace is snappy. I bet
it is.
Wow. I always carry my AR-10 in bear country here in Montana. That is a smart choice. If you've seen my top 10 bear guns video, that's number 3 or number 2.
Where about in Montana you live there, O-Block? I used to live in Columbia Falls, just northeast of Kalispell.
What's up, Big Al? I want to get there one day. I still haven't saved money to get an all-steel frame handgun yet. There you go. Yep. Would you recommend hardcast or extreme penetrators for Glock 10mm? If you're going to rebarrel it where you can safely shoot hard cast, a lot of hard cast, then hard cast. If you're going to just use the stock barrel, extreme penetrators. Although I've had some, you know, if you're going to hand load, I've had some really hot lot numbers from Underwood and some hot lot numbers that weren't as hot. Um, Out of the 6-inch Glock barrel, the factory barrel, I expect the Underwood to get just under or just right at 1,600 feet per second. It's rated 1,500 on the box. But in the 6.5-inch KKM barrel that's in the gun upstairs right now, I would expect that to get about 1,650 because the lockup is that much better, the pressure is that much better, and to be honest with you, that's a lot of power. That's
Mhm.
hitting the 850, 870 foot-pounds of energy mark there, and you might also look at the Extreme Hunter. They penetrate extremely well as well. Maybe not as well as the penetrators, but they penetrate extremely well. And they're going 1650 as well. And 1650 with the 155 grain, but that puts you in the 900 foot-pounds energy range with the thing. So with the longer barrels. So it might be something to think about. I've done videos on all of those, so that's that. Many boxes I have, I could have bought one really nice 1911. Yeah, but your 1911 would have jammed. So, yeah, just saying.
Ah,
Yeah,
I'm surprised you don't have as much as you're into 10 millimeter. I'm surprised you don't have a 1911, because in my opinion, the only reason that the 1911 is still alive is because of the 10 millimeter. I feel like the 10 was built for the 1911.
yeah, I want one. Yeah, I just you know, that's that. So, CZ clone is the best value of all steel double stack. Look at TriStar. Yeah, look at the SAR USA and the TriStar, and you can get an all steel gun and be good.
TriStars is an example of some of the really surprisingly great guns coming out of Turkey. My daughter's semi-auto 20 gauge is a TriStar, and it runs like a sewing machine. It's really amazing to me. I never in a million years thought that we would be able to rant and rave about the quality of guns coming out of Turkey, but they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean my Stoker pump is built in Turkey and it's fine. I like
Yep.
it a lot. But
Yep.
it was camo dipped. It was dipped,
Okay.
and the dips come off just like Sarah, you know, in telling you to do that. Quick question: double I buck for bear or slugs? Slugs, 100% slugs. You need deep penetration. So it won't matter if you hit them in the nose at like 2 yards, but yeah, you want slugs. So, I like the Hollow Sun shake away green dot. I'll send the optic with a ton of view screen. Yeah, it's good. I got Hollow Sun on one of my guns. So crickets are
Yeah,
good, cool guns. Yeah, they are.
they are.
My internet runs. Am I roboting?
A little bit.
So man, yeah, I probably need to go upstairs. But not 300 blackout fan. Great caliber, just not too much. Just got too much close to it. Great caliber, but just got too much close to it. Shot them, just not crazy about them. Yeah, I understand that there. Yeah, get a red dot, man. You have to get on a broad imagine a Glock with an RMR for hunting. Or the aim point is the top of the line, but red dot, but battery life 6. Yeah, I am not like our guns are for defensive against bear, not for hunting. So it's point shooting anyway. So I'm not going to change anything from the night sights I have. My wife doesn't like shooting through a red dot. The couple of times she's done it, you have to really go out there and train that. And yeah. Trash 5 Creedmoor. So there you go. Yep. No, I mean 6.5 Creedmoor beats your 243, buddy. Destroys it. So go look at my video. And you're 11. So there you go. I use 6.8 for deer. Yep, 6.8 SBC is a good caliber for deer.
Yeah, especially if you're not really like having to stretch it out.
Yeah. Kids start here for 243. If not, they shoot a 30-30. There you go.
I always found that very surprising. That a lot of people look at 30 as like a kid gun. And if you're looking at like an old Winchester Model 94 especially since a lot of them have like a steel butt plate. Most of those are pretty darn snappy.
Yeah.
And they have a sharp bite to them, so it's always bewildered me that people thought of that as a good kid's beginner gun. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, first of all, to me the Winchester 94 sucks, and the Marlin's a much better gun.
Yeah, more than 336.
Yeah, the Marlin 336 with the recoil pad and 125 grain bullets, which you used to be able to find. 125 grain, those didn't kick hardly at all. So there is that.
I started off with a 3030, but it was a Savage Model 342 bolt action 3030 that you couldn't put a scope on because it ejected straight up and it had a plastic butt plate, but it didn't recoil bad, and it was a pretty darn good shooter for open sights.
Romeo Zero has Shake Awake as well. It does. Yeah, I got one of those too. I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel. You ought to with all your big guns. Probably exceed me pretty soon. Start a channel, come up here, and we'll film together. So, all right. I started living with a gun because my friend was shot when I was a kid. It was heavy when I got a Glock, but when I got a Glock 9mm, I felt 100 times safer and more prepared for anything. There you go, buddy. Nothing wrong with that.
Just make sure you go out and train with it.
Absolutely. Oh, when I bought my Glock 34 the other night, I was able to buy 2 boxes of ammo they had saved up. $24.99 for PMC bronze.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I bought 2 boxes because I just sold like 250 rounds when I sold my Glock 43. So I was like, well, I can shoot it without having to dip more into my stash,
Dude, 50 cents a round for PMC bronze. Ouch.
Yeah, damn, I didn't even think about it in the percent per round term. So,
yeah,
it's crazy.
That stings.
Yeah, now, thanks a lot. Now I'm thinking about it that way. So, but hey, I'm going to test tomorrow. It's my first 9mm hand loads I've done in a while. Got 115 grain over AA number 7, 115 grain XTP over AA number 7.
Nice.
So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun time. Good time will be had by all. So
yeah.
I'm gonna shoot them out of my buddy's Hellcat, my Beretta Centurion APX 19, my Beretta APX full size, the Smith & Wesson 5-inch 2.0, and the Glock 34. So
that Hellcat has some impressive features for how small of a gun it is, but absolutely. I am not a fan.
Yeah.
I've got a video on it. It might be partially me. I don't handle micro pistols well. I've got some pretty darn big hands. I have a hard time holding on to them. I have to readjust my grip quite a bit after every shot because, they're just so small in my hand.
Yeah, I understand. So, anyway, yeah, I picked up. I was actually going to sell my Glock 43 because I never carry it anymore, never use it, to get the new Shield Plus that they had before. And I could have done that, but then I was like, I really want my wife and I to have same magazines for bug out guns, and we have the Beretta APX and the APX Centurion.
Right.
They're not quite 100% reliable. Maybe there's a break-in period or something like that. Maybe it was the ammo. I know, like the Smith & Wesson 2.0, I can outrun the trigger if I'm firing fast and it won't reset. Yeah, so there's that issue. I had one stovepipe out of the Centurion, shot fine. It's like one stovepipe. I think it was, was cheap Herder's ammo. And Herder's is not the best in the world, It's like it's making a Winchester white box. Really, is what Herder's is anymore. So I just figured that's that. So, but when you can't afford to really go break them in and put 500 rounds through each of them anymore, it's like, get a Glock. You can go Glock run. Most of the time, very 99.999% of the time. Still like the guns. Still gonna have them. Still carry them.
Well, the great thing is the Glock's gonna run out of the box with no lubrication and neglected and abused and treated like absolute junk, and it's still gonna run.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time I cleaned my Glocks were. So
yeah. That's one thing I really appreciate. You know, they're like an AK-47. They just run no matter how badly you treat them.
There you go. So I think a 12 gauge double barrel is a good bear gun if you can shoot slugs through it and aim them properly. Sure.
I want more than 2 rounds.
Yeah, me
personally.
too.
I'd want more than 2 rounds.
Loading the 124 grain, definitely. All right, and let's see. Marlin 336 XLR, 190 grain buffalo bore, and hand load some Woodleys. There you go. Knowledge of partitions. That'll do it. That'll do the job. No, I skipped a lot down here. Here we go. Let's let the gun-toting pacifist in here. Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I finally figured out the Instagram.
Cool.
I usually don't use Instagram on my phone, not usually on my laptop. So it took me a while to figure that stuff out.
Yeah, no problem. I usually like email the link from my laptop to my phone to my everything else and contact people a bunch of different ways. So yeah. Just late night gun chat. We're just answering people's questions. So yeah. So tell everybody your name and your channel, because this is the first time being on here, and you know it's a different night for me. So
it's the gun-toting pacifist from the Northeast. I live up in New Hampshire. I'm originally from Massachusetts. Not as knowledgeable as these two guys listening to this chat so far, but you know, I've been shooting since I'm 10 years old. I'm 46 now, so I've hunted. I've shot a lot of pistols and whatnot. So you can see my content on my channel. I have quite a lot there.
Yes, you do.
Thanks for the invite, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's got a great channel. And if I've got a moderator in here, put a link to the channel in the chat, that'd be great. So current question that I'm on right now: Tikka T3 or Weatherby 30-06 for whitetail? I'm going Weatherby. I have a Tikka. If you do the Tikka T3, go the Woodstock, because to me the raised cheek piece, the raised comb on the Woodstock is just so much more comfortable. The Weatherbys generally have a raised comb already, so I would say go Weatherby. That's me. You know, a whitetail, you're typically not stalking 7 miles, you know, like would be for caribou. So you don't really need the lightweight of the Tikka. So there you go. What do you say, Rob?
You know, I'm a big fan of the Tikka T3 rifles. I think they're really great rifles. Not to say that the Weatherbys aren't great rifles. I like them both quite a bit. I would lean towards the Tikka just because I prefer the Tikkas, but I really don't think you could go wrong either way.
Yeah. And gun-toting pacifist, tell me your name again. Sorry, first name. Do you want me to call you by first name, or you want me to say screen name, or what?
Mark's fine.
Mark's fine.
Mark with a C, not with a K.
Okay. Well, I'll try to pronounce it. You know, us Southern boys can't pronounce. We can't pronounce anything right. So anyway, yeah. What do you think? Tikka T3 or Weatherby 30-06? I'm assuming he's meaning like the Weatherby Vanguard line, kind of somewhere in there.
I definitely lean towards the 30-06. I'm a traditionalist with the calibers. 30-06 before 308.
Sure. Yeah, but he's talking about the rifle, the Tikka or the Weatherby. So
yeah, I would definitely say the Weatherby.
Yeah, I'm going Weatherby. So Quentin, your vote here is 2 out of 3 Weatherby, and you can't go wrong with the Tikka, but they don't fit me well. That's the way I see it. But yeah, would you rather have a crossbow or a muzzleloader against a bear? That's easy, a muzzleloader. But he doesn't have the element of surprise on you. That's easy, a muzzleloader. I don't want to have to go track one through the brush.
A big bore muzzleloader.
Yeah.
54 or bigger. Yep.
Yeah. So,
is it raining out when you're loading that thing, or?
Yeah, oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
This is why I don't do muzzle loading. So you get wet enough in Alaska without having to get all your powder wet. So
the same thing here in Oregon.
Yeah, you're a rainforest.
At least you know a crossbow is going to go zip once you pull the trigger.
And your reloads are quicker too. So yeah, maybe we need to rethink that. Maybe the crossbow's the way to go.
Yeah. I think I'm just not going to be put in that situation.
Yeah.
That's my thing there. Turkish guns are putting Brazilian and Filipino guns to shame. Absolutely.
I would go a step further, Adam. I'd say they're putting a lot of Italian guns to shame.
I'd say the same. I just picked up the T-Shas 45 1911, and it's pretty phenomenal. Once I pulled it apart, I was expecting to see all the tool marks on the inside and not it to be, not that polished on the inside, but I was really, really impressed with it.
Nice. I've been thinking about getting the stainless version. Of course, they've gone up in price, but I want a 10 millimeter 1911 is what I want. So
I had the Ruger 10 millimeter for a little bit there.
Did you like it?
I liked it. It handled fine. It shot fine, but when you held it and shook it, the fit and finish wasn't that great on it. I mean, it was nice. It had the bull barrel with a bushingless design. So you needed that little pin to hold the guide rod, and it was two pieces with a spring in the middle. So you needed that little pin to hold it, which is kind of a pain in the ass as well. If you're used to a traditional 1911, it's different, definitely different with the bushingless. Yeah. But the 10 millimeter is nice.
There we go. Fun with Guns is commenting, it seems like 10 millimeters replacing 44 mag and other bearer gun sidearms. Yeah, so the reason for that here in Alaska is that most of the time, 10 millimeter, you can draw it quicker, you can shoot it faster. Most people shoot their 9 millimeters a lot more than they do their revolvers. So you can train with it, shoot it faster. And it's going to be the same muscle memory as shooting your 9s most of the time. And so killing a bear, 10 millimeter is nowhere near 44 Magnum power. I've proven that several times on my channel. Anybody who can read knows that. But it is close to 357 mag power, and depending on the load, maybe exceeds. Most loads is going to be a little bit less for the same amount of barrel. But with the right bullet, just like 357 mag, or even just like 9 millimeter, it'll penetrate a grizzly bear skull and go right through and knock it straight over. All right. It's the penetration through the vitals that kills. And if you're in a bear charge situation, you pretty much got to get a central nervous system shot, which means here, or here, to make that thing instantly incapacitate. And even then, it's got 800 pounds of 9,000 pounds, 1,200 pounds of momentum running at you at 40 miles per hour. So you still got to have some incapacitation. Even then, he's still going to be moving for 5 seconds after he's dead. So, yeah, you got to learn to shoot quick and shoot accurately. And most people think that 16 rounds of 10 millimeter that can do the job is better than 6 rounds of 44 Magnum I have to be extremely accurate with. So that's why it's kind of replacing. I mean, there are more Glock 20s and Glock 40s sold in Alaska than anywhere else per capita in the United States. And even 29.
Well, I mean, standard magazine, you've got 15 rounds. I mean, the capacity is really where it's at. I mean, 44 is definitely going to hit so much harder. But your follow-up shots are going to be slow. It's going to be a lot heavier gun to pack. With only 6 rounds in it, you're still packing a lot more weight. Yeah, if I lived in Alaska, I'd be packing a 10 millimeter and probably in a Glock while I was out in the woods.
It's still true that 45 ACP kills more bears in a defensive situation than any other pistol round in Alaska?
No, I've never heard that was actually true at any point in time. There are a lot.
I've actually never been to Alaska.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that carry 45, and it's not recommended. It does not get the penetration that 10 millimeter does. There are people have done it, but I've only heard one personal story of one being put down with a 45, and then I've got a personal story of putting down one that I was hunting with a 45 Super, and even the 45
I saw that
Super,
video.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that thing was, you saw that thing, it was like jerking like this when it was breathing. I'm like,
it was weird.
It was weird. I'm actually sitting on top of that rug right now. So
you put one up through its nose, right? With the 454, was it?
I put one through its nose with the 338 Win Mag and went through its chest and body. And then I got up there, I put 2 in with 9 millimeter through the head, and that didn't work. And I didn't put it on the video because it was kind of gross, but when I pulled the skull out, I found one of the bullets sitting right on top of the brain with a hole in the skull.
Huh.
It was and I just didn't want to leave my gun in the car, my 9mm car, so I just threw it on me at the last second. And it was actually my EDC that day, so it was actually still in its holster. And then I put my pack around it, and I had my 44 mag on the pack. And yeah, I was just I decided to put I decided since it wasn't moving and it had to be dead, getting shot with a 338 Win Mag through the mouth, but it was just doing that scorching thing. I decided I'd try 2 9mm rounds. No, I had to go 45 Super. It's pretty cool though. My buddy hand loaded me those 200 grain hard cast 45 Super, and he's all about the 45 Super caliber. He loves it, and he so he hand loaded me those things to go. They're hot. They're probably above max specs in the books, but he hand loaded those for me, and they're going like 1370 out of my 6.61 inch barrel 200 grain hard cast. You can't argue with that.
Yeah.
And so the one I found that went through the skull this way, and I found in the shoulder, he has it on his desk, and he's got like a little plaque that he made, or a little fancy note that he made. It's like the only 45 Super to be known to kill a grizzly bear in Alaska. So he's pretty happy with it. When I gave him that, cool. He was ecstatic. So he was ecstatic about it. So he thought that. All right, I think we looked at that one. I have Marlin 336 with Buffalo Bore. Yeah, that'll do the job. Try loading the 124 grain. Yep, that's next. And we've actually already loaded it with Chook over on his channel a long time ago. Man, I am way behind in the chat. Sorry, guys. I can't even find where I'm at now. So there we are. Say about big hands, big gloves. What do you think I was going to say?
I have big feet, and that's what I say. You know what they say about guys with big feet? Big shoes. 13.5 triple E.
There you go. Ironic that double rifles are viewed as dangerous game guns and not a side-by-side, or not in North America. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You get the big old double 416 Rigby's and 458 lots and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Love my Marlin 336 and my 39A from 1957. I like Marlin. Thrilled Ruger has bought them out. What I want to see is a micro-grooved rifle 1022. Absolutely. I had somebody comment on my channel today that they never could get a Marlin to shoot. I'm like, man, my Marlin 60 will outshoot any Ruger 1022 a day week. Is it going to be as reliable? No. But as far as accuracy, yeah, my Marlin 60 will outshoot any 1022. Maybe not like special match grade, tactical solutions, carbon fiber barrel or heavy barrel Ruger version, but any standard 1022, my Marlin 60 will outshoot with that micro groove rifling. So
we got a Marlin 60 in the safe, and I've never had anything but reliability from it. I mean, it's been a super reliable rifle. And I got that on sale probably like 10 years ago on sale for like $129 brand new.
Did they still make the 60 since Remington took it over? Because I bought a 336 from when Remington took over, and it's not the same.
No.
It's definitely not the same.
Yeah, I had an 1895 Cowboy for a while. It's on the channel somewhere, but I'm glad I got a Henry now. So, but I never had any issues out of it. So,
I've had screws break off.
Ooh.
Like the shoulder mount screw broke off, and like it broke in 2 different places, which is really disturbing. The metal on the inside was really not that great. And I ordered a new screw. I forget where I got it from, but it's the replacement screw for the front brace there, and it just doesn't fit right.
That's not good. See what Ranger Point Precision has to get you a different. They have a lot of cool little knickknacks that you can replace all that stuff with. It's better in factory. Yeah. So you can put M-lock handguards on it if you want to be Mr. Tactical Lever Action guy like Pat.
Yep.
Pat Realman.
Yeah, might just to get a better fit.
Yeah, seriously.
Um,
They make some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it looks like Adam put your link in the chat, so make sure everybody goes subscribe. Gun Toting Pacifist there.
You, Adam?
Shot my first deer with a Savage bolt gun, 30-30 with a fixed 4X scope and 150 grain silver tip. There you go.
So, James, was that an offset 4X scope? Because if it was a Savage 30-30 and it was a bolt gun, it was probably a 342, just like mine was. And the only way to scope them was to do an offset scope because the eject straight up. I'd be curious to see.
Would be interesting. Let's see what we got here. 30-06, 308, 30-30 in that order. Yeah, it's a good order to have them. Remington or Mossberg for bear country. Yeah, an old Remington. Yeah. My Remington I've had since I was 12, so I got it with lawn mowing money. There you go. Hit that like button. 270 all the way for the win. Yeah, I actually haven't found something in my 270 like yet, and I'm actually having the same problem with my Tika 270 I had with my Browning 270, and that's when I hand load for it. The rounds that fit the chamber are too long for the magazine, so I just got to keep backing them down till they hit the magazine. So I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering if I got an extra long chamber again, and then I'm not going to get any accuracy out of it, just like the Brownings. Yeah, I'll never own another Browning because of that, and so I might send it back to Tika.
You know, when I hand load, I usually use start about 20 thousandths off the lands, and I've always found pretty good accuracy. But I've got one rifle just to fit the rounds in the magazine. I'm like 80 thousandths off the lands. And at least with that rifle, the accuracy has never suffered, even having that much of a jump.
There you go.
So I think really it depends on the rifle.
It does, and like those 120 grain tip TSX I loaded in my 7 mag. I mean, they were 0.3 OA. Y'all saw the group, and 0.3 MOA, and I loaded them to book specs way below what the chamber was. Got a good half.
Oh yeah, with the 120.
Yeah, and they were 120.
With a 120, I'm sure you probably had a long jump. A lot of free bore.
Yeah, and they freaking shot 0.3 MOA at 100 yards. You can't, I mean, all three touching near the same darn hole. Can't beat that. It's the tightest group I think I've shot since I moved to Alaska. And anyway, so you do any reloading there, Mark?
No, I've never done any reloading.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is one of the best ways you can get accuracy is the distance from where the chamber really ends to where the rifling begins. That bullet has a jump across there, and the most current thinking is if the bullet is stuck too far into the lands, it'll make your barrel vibrate and your harmonics will be off, and you're not going to have accuracy. But if it's too far back,
is that because of the lack of jump? So it's right up against the rifling?
It's got more pressure being put up against the rifling. Essentially, there's more pressure to get the bullet out.
Well, what's more concerning is you can get into a dangerous high pressure situation because when your bullet is allowed to start moving forward when it first goes off, before it engages the rifling, it keeps you from having a massive pressure spike right in the beginning. Which is why any rifle that's cut for a Weatherby caliber, because the Weatherby calibers are really high pressure calibers, they're cut with a lot of free bore, so the bullet can start moving when it first ignites to keep from getting a big pressure spike. So it could suffer from accuracy, although some people load jammed into the rifling and get really good accuracy. But you really, really, really have to watch your loads and watch for pressure signs because you can get into high pressure situations very quickly if you're loading like right to the lands.
Yeah.
So is there any way you can measure your headspace and then load your rounds according to that?
It's not the head spacing; it's the cartridge overall length. And there's ways you can do it without special tools. Hornady makes a really great tool that makes it really easy to check that, to see what your overall length would be, like where your bullet's actually touching the rifling. And I've done it both ways. I use the Hornady tool now because it's much easier. And I always, right out of the gate, I start off with a 20 thousandths gap because I've always had a really good luck finding good accuracy with a 20 thousandths jump for the most part.
Yeah. And I just kind of make a dummy round and load it into the gun until it backs off from the rifling just enough to where it bolts smooth. And that's what I do.
That's what I used to do.
I'm too cheap to pay for the Hornady tool, apparently.
It's cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah.
It's really cheap.
The other half of it is if you have too long of a jump, the idea, the thinking is that your bullet's wobbling very microscopically, but it's wobbling, and so that causes your barrel harmonics to be off, and it could cause that. So the idea is, but there's like exceptions to every rule, and that's kind of the rule. Whether it be a Tika 50 caliber or larger crossbow, just to make the bear mad.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
People bow hunt bears all the time, and they go down pretty quickly. You
Yep.
put it in the right spot, just like with anything else. You put it in the right spot, you're not going to have a problem killing it.
Yeah. So there we go. Never understood length of pull. It's just a gun. Use it. Nobody said it was made for you. Yeah, if the length of pull is too short for you, you're going to get scoped, no matter how far away you put your eye away from the scope. All right. So yeah, no.
Taking long distance shots, then you really want to be as comfortable as you can be and have that correct length of pull, because there's many variables when you're taking that long distance shots that you could be off that will change that trajectory like dramatically. So you want to be right on and precise and have that correct trigger pull.
Absolutely. And that's why all the precision rifles come with adjustable stuff these days, you know.
I mean, they even like tilt to the side. So the way you weld your cheek up against that, you know, it's not necessarily straight on with the rifle. It could be at the side. It depends on how you're looking down the scope. There's many different variables with that.
Yeah. I know when I put my head on any rifle, if that scope has been perfectly measured where the crosshairs are straight up and down, they look like this to me. Like that's the way my head goes on the rifle. And so like, I know it's really nice to have adjustable side to side and everything for that. So yeah, how you fit the gun is more important than just about anything. So any quality rifle, Savage, Remington, Tika, any quality rifle is going to group if you have the right load for it. But if it's the fit you, it's worth that's the best. So Wilson Combat 1911 is worth the money or overrated? I don't have any experience. Mark, you got any experience?
Yeah, Wilson Combat's great. It's like, you know, the beginner point of a 1911. Still being, you know, not custom made, but, you know, mass produced, I meant to say. But yeah, they're great. As far as mass produced 1911s, they're pretty much top of the line.
Rob, you got anything?
I've never tried them. Never had an opportunity, unfortunately.
There you go.
Yep.
James Pune's doing it with the crossbow. I was surprised how bad the Vanguard stock was. Flashing lines everywhere that hadn't been removed, sharp enough to cut the hand while firing. Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's no good.
I love shooting at Wilson Combat mags. Yeah. Wilson
Combat mags are the best. Absolute best.
Absolutely. You recommend rifles or shotguns for bear? For defense, I recommend 45-70 lever action rifle or any other heavy caliber lever action rifle is your number one for bear. Shotguns, slugs are generally not waterproof. And what are you doing when you see bears in Alaska? You're hiking, biking, fishing, wade fishing in the water, canoeing, kayaking. Yeah, so you want some waterproof shells. You're more likely going to get that with 45-70 than you are shotgun slugs. Doesn't mean 45-70s are waterproof. You should probably still go seal the primers, and I even put a little seal around the, you know, just saying that. I'll take 10 millimeter over 44 mag any day, and I suck. Well, there you go.
I've been for a long time, and 45 still kicks my ass. Oh, 44. I'm sorry. 44 still kicks my ass. 44 Magnum.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love 44s, and I love 10s. I'll take either one.
I have a 44 carbine, which I love, but I have the Ruger Super Blackhawk 44 Magnum, and it kicks my ass.
Yeah. I can tell you that the single action, if you still have the red wood grips, like I couldn't grip it like teacup style. I had to almost do this simply because that with the 340 grain plus B plus stuff for the buffalo bore, taking chunks of skin off my hand. You know,
even if you smooth out the edges, it still cuts you.
Yeah, that's true. So I got a Smith now with long rubber double action, But for bear defense, you never use a Blackhawk single action. Never. You got to get it up and get it on target too fast. I don't know if you saw that video I did with Chuk years ago with the bear drill where we were pulling the sled with the bear target for each other. And even as slow as it was, the problem with the single action is there's no good holster for it. I was skinnier then and had a holster that a custom leathersmith had made, and I could not get the gun out of the holster, even though it had a thumb snap. I couldn't do it one-handed. I was trying to do it one-handed. I had to pull the other holster down and get it out, and I literally shot the bear when it was close, the bear target, when it was as close to me as this computer is right here, you know? So it's like, I would have died.
The best I found was the Galco with the snap over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really nice leather holster, and it's smooth, and once you break it in, it draws really nice.
I totally agree with you there, but in Alaska, we got to have chest rigs. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Weighting and stuff, and nobody makes a good chest rig for the Blackhawk. It's a great gun. It's fun to shoot. It's cool. Like if I could, I'd have a 9-inch Blackhawk for ballistics testing on the channel, but that's that. I would never use it.
I literally have it sitting right there, but I can't show it on the live stream.
Yeah, I know. YouTube is anti-free speech, so going 10mm or a wild boar this year, have to get a closer shot than the 6.5 Creedmoor I've been shooting them with. Yeah, so 45 Super will do the job. I've proved that.
You have to be careful with the 45 Super, though. You can't shoot it through any 45 ACP.
That's true. Yep.
It's very high pressure.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was going, what, 1,400?
Just under 1,400, yeah. Yeah. I think 1,394 and 1,395 was the highest reading I had on that stuff.
Where a typical 45 ACP is moving, what, like 950?
Yeah, so a 200 grain will get maybe 1050, maybe 1070 on a plus P. I think 200 grade Spear Gold Dots are listed at 1080 plus P. So 1,080, 200 grain. And that was, compared to the 200 grain 45 Super that was going 1340 or 1394, excuse me. So
would you say that you really need to make sure that your gun is rated for the 45 Super before you put it through it?
Absolutely. You want to have a fully supported chamber, a stiffer recoil spring, and a stainless steel or tungsten or titanium guide rod. A lot of people get the heavier hammer spring in there, and a lot of people, and you absolutely have to get the Roland magazine springs for your Glock if you're using a Glock, because the 460 Roland magazine springs, I cannot get 13 rounds in the magazine without having to really squeeze. I used to make fun of people that had to use a Maglula, the pussy loader, the pansy loader, the pansy loader thing there. But in those Roland magazine springs, to get 13 in the gun, I put 12 in the magazine, put one into the chamber, take the magazine back out, and put one in. I got 12 plus 1, and I'm happy. So that thing is really tough to put down, but it works great though. Now that I got it running, and once you get it running, the thing about modifying a gun like that, it's going to take a while to get running correctly, and you want to make sure it's running 100%. So going to test my FNX Tactical 45 against 10mm this summer. There you go. Would a Dirty Harry 44 Auto Mag be a good bear gun? Yeah, that 44 Auto Mag was a good gun. 40 Super.
I wouldn't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
If you can find, I mean, they haven't been made in years. If you can find one, you're going to be paying out the rear end. You'd be better off getting to that Wilson Combat price wise. You probably get that Wilson Combat for half the price of that Auto Mag.
Oh, shoot, you can get that 458. What is it? The 450 or 445 Winchester Magnum, the Lar Grizzly round. You can get that cheaper than the 44 Auto Mag. So, yeah. Although I've seen 44 Auto Mag rounds up here. So
really,
yeah, 40 Super is a good one. Yeah, I've shot 40 Super. Is most accurate handgun I ever shot. It was an STI 1911 40 Super, and you can get 200 grain bullets moving probably about as fast as 45 Super, I would assume, if not faster. So, yes, I think the 500 Automax would be a good. 500 Automax would be a good carry gun, like carrying the woods gun. Absolutely, it would be. Carry gun, no. Would it be a good bear defense gun? Yeah, absolutely. If you want to pay that much per round, to buy the brass. I mean, it's more to buy the brass than it is to buy a 45-70 loaded box of ammo. So even at today's prices, so
I keep thinking the 50 Beowulf in an AR would be a great bear defense gun.
absolutely. So. Why did I get that 9-inch barrel? Because of a video I'm shooting tomorrow. You'll figure it out. But yeah, we wanted to do a comparison, and the closest thing, we couldn't find any of the caliber we were going to compare. And my buddy has a 10-inch barrel, so the best thing I could do is find a 9-inch barrel. And we're going 9-inch barrel versus 10-inch barrel. So if you look back on the channel, you know what I'm talking about. What round we're going to compare the 10 millimeter to. And we're going to finish shooting that video tomorrow. We've already done the penetration test. I'm really surprised about the penetration test. So the 10 millimeter actually did better on penetration. So there was, I was really shocked about that, and stayed together better too. So you guys might be shocked about that too. When it comes to pure energy, there's no comparison though. So, so I'll tell these guys once we get off the chat, but you'll have to stay tuned the next couple weeks. I'm probably going to put that video out in the next couple weeks. So, yeah.
Anything with 357 SIG coming up?
Not really. I just don't have access to one that I really like. You know, I've got a friend who has a G35 with a conversion barrel that's KKM, like 6-inch conversion barrel, and I think we were going to compare that to 10 millimeter, but it's he works all the time, and his days off are not my days off, so we got to go in the summer when I have days off from school. So this is what it is. Yeah, Ranger Point is super charged the gate, the hammer spring, no marlin take up anymore, and all that. Also replace the takedown screw with oversized. There you go. Yeah, they have some really good stuff there. 458 SOCOMs, good bear medicine, offset mount that folds the scope aside for iron sights. The gun's back. Yeah, okay, so it sounds like the same gun. Just in case holsters, great holsters. Discount code Alaskan. Go check him out. So I don't actually get anything back from that, but occasionally he does some good holster work for me. So I did pay for the last holster, so there is that. So anyway, just in case, so Tika and Browning are known for having very short mags. They're just long enough to fit semi-specly. Yeah, that's the problem. So, yep.
I need to get a hold of just in case holsters. I need a holster.
Yeah, that's the only gun that I can't find a decent holster for is the 92 FS. They really don't have any holster on the market that without a thumb snap over it, which I don't like because I like to show it off with the aluminum. I have the Ghost fully stainless with the controls and everything.
Oh, nice.
With the aluminum grips and the aluminum base plates for the magazines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't want a thumb snap to go over the top of it, and I really can't find one on the market without that.
Well, just if you like leather, just in case is the best leather holsters made. Period. He's an artist, and he doesn't take 18 months to get it to you. So, or at least he didn't before all this. Maybe he's going crazy with the. Hopefully, he's going crazy with the business, and it's going to take a little while. But he got me a custom order within 2 months, and that's better than any other custom leather holster I've had. So, and that thing is freaking gorgeous. It's a work of art.
Definitely need a custom job for it.
Yeah. Well, you got a discount, 10% discount with Alaskan. Just put Alaskan in for the discount code. So there you go. He'll hook you up. He's best holsters I've seen. Best leather holsters made. Really, I like a lot of my Kydex holsters. And, for carry, I do a lot of Kydex. For woods carry, I do a lot of Kydex. But there's nothing like a good leather holster. So I don't know any good instructors in the States. No. You guys know any good instructors for fighting pistol?
If you're up in the Northeast, 6 Hour has a training academy in Exeter, New Hampshire, which is phenomenal. But you're going to pay about $250 per class. They have everything up to 1,000-round shooting, defensive shotgun, defensive handgun, introduction, everything from introduction to experienced. They train all law enforcement and military.
Yep, they have good stuff.
I've taken a few classes there, but they're expensive.
It's worth it if you get better though. Taking up too much room. All right, good night, Big Al. Every time makes Google a little more right wing.
That's awesome.
That's great. Adam, that's great.
He comes up with some pretty good ones.
There you go. I ordered the SIG P365X. I'm assuming XL today with the Romeo Zero red dot sight from PSA. Yeah, they had a good deal on it. Yeah. So, hunting bullets are meant to have bullet jump and do an all factory ammo that shoots lights out. There you go. Okay. Yeah. It's a good setup. I'm carrying it 2 weeks in the Tulsa holster. Yeah. Sounds sexy, they're saying to him. Saw one the other day with a not real activist edition, and it looked cool. I got off a $25 ticket for a local fire department auction. Yeah, I would never want an NRA sticker on my guns. I'm sorry. They've compromised way too much for me. It's like they send out the Trump. The PSA sends out the ones with the 1911 made by Car Arms with Trump on it, and it's like, hey, like he's kind of anti-gun, guys, just a little bit. Is he as bad as Biden? No, but is he he's better than Biden in the same way that eating a turd is better than eating diarrhea, So maybe that's a little too far on the analogy, but I
mean, Republicans they're definitely not the solution for all your problems, but Democrats are absolutely the cause of all your problems.
Pretty much. Agreed. Rock and hard place. To me, it's time we separate into two different countries and jump off the sinking ship, in my opinion. But Mark would probably be behind enemy territory. So would you, Rob, behind enemy territory. So would I probably.
Well, where do you split it? There's nowhere that you could actually split it. I mean,
I'm still purple up here.
West of the Rockies and east of the Appalachians. Everything in the middle. And honestly, Alberta hates they're so conservative in Alberta and places like that. Like they hate the Canadian government enough that they'd probably join us too. And then all we need is Northwest Territories and Yukon, and then we could drive to Alaska and to Texas.
But honestly, even in the pretty blue states, like I'm in a blue state, but it comes down to usually a couple of cities.
Yeah.
We have Portland and we have Eugene. Salem, I'm in the capital city. We're kind of purple. But Portland and Eugene, our two most populous metropolitan areas, are really, really blue. And that's enough that even though the rest of Oregon is actually super red, like you literally 15-minute drive outside of these blue metropolitan areas, you get into some really red areas and you see Trump stickers and banners all over the place. Because you have those two really super high populous areas, the whole state is blue, and everybody's like, "Oh, look at Oregon! Oregon's super blue. You're going to go there, and you're going to have to grow a man bun and all this kind of stuff." But really, you're talking about two locations. I have not. No man bun here.
Yeah, it's pretty sad because if you look county, like you're saying, if you look county per county, red destroys blue, but you have the populous cities.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why they're talking about statehood for DC and Puerto Rico, and if they do that, then they'll have to like when they added Hawaii and Alaska, it was like a balancing factor. One was blue, one was red, and so that was each side it was a nonpartisan was a partisan attempt to add those two states additional. But if you want to add DC and Puerto Rico, that's a nonpartisan issue.
Yeah.
And then once they push that, and if they get rid of the filibuster, then once the Republicans take over, then you're going to start splitting states like territories in Washington and California that want to secede from the states because they're more conservative than the blue parts of the states. So it's a very dangerous ground that they're treading on right now.
A lot of people don't realize that the northern half of California, like north of San Francisco area, Prior to World War II, was very, very close to splitting off and becoming the state of Jefferson. And the only thing that stopped that from going through really was World War II. Like, it was kind of getting fast tracked and was on its way to happening. And then World War II happened, and we don't have time for this stuff, and it kind of all died. But if you drive through Northern California, you'll see signs all over the place saying you're now entering the state of Jefferson. A lot of those people say we're not Californians, we're Jeffersons.
Yeah.
Like upstate New York, where I go hunting. My uncle has a cabin out there. We have a tree stand 300 yards off his back slider. And he's actually the southernmost part of upstate New York, but still they're very conservative up there.
Oh, yeah. Very conservative up there. Yep.
You can buy shotgun shells at the grocery checkout. You can't do that in Manhattan.
No. Can you own them in Manhattan, much less buy them there?
No.
I have shot one of those Blackhawk and 30 carbine. You talk about a fireball shooting son of a gun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've never shot one. That'd be fun.
They are.
They're about the wall hanger and what you think about what's going on with that?
What's he talking about?
Wall hanger is a big buck, as far as I know, and I've got a 135 class whitetail somewhere in Georgia. I told my parents.
Is he talking about the one in his avatar picture, or?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. That one doesn't really look like a wall hanger to me, but I can't tell. It's really small avatar hanger. Looks like it's really unique though. Looks like it has a lot of points with a small rack.
It looks like it's really tall for how wide it is too.
Yeah. It looks like
long eye guards.
Yeah.
Looks like what?
Looks like a pretty rack. It's tall and
it's interesting.
Kind of
It looks like an interesting rack. Yeah.
It's confined up top.
Darth Yogi says G20 is better than G40 only because your state is communist and doesn't allow you to get a G40, and you don't know. I've never shot one and don't know what you're talking about. Appreciate you being on the channel every week, in the chat every week, but you're wrong. All right. That was his first revolver, the 30 caliber carbine Blackout. That's good stuff.
It's fun. I'm telling you, it's like almost no recoil, but this like huge, massive fireball, and yeah, it's fun.
What the two-way brothers should like. Thank you. Idaho is red. Yep.
Idaho's super red.
3.5 to 4 months right now. COVID has been great for my business. There you go.
Wow. Good for you.
That's what I'm talking about. So,
but can a friendly YouTuber get fast tracked?
He's asking on my behalf.
Absolutely. I would never do anything so selfish for myself.
Oh, let's see. Now that's a great bear defense gun, a Browning BAR and 338 Win Mag. There you go. That's a good bear defense gun right there. 4 rounds of 338 Win Mag with the muzzle brake as fast as you can pull the trigger. That'll do it. Yeah, they really pack a punch, but they are seriously not waterproof. Drown one, put one in the water for 10 seconds, and then try to shoot it.
Wow. I've always heard good things about those. I've never had a chance to try them.
Yep, they are seriously not waterproof. I actually, this girl I was dating at the time, not my wife, but I was like, it was after my caribou hunt where we had almost drowned, and that story. But my buddy was carrying my shotgun with 12 gauge Brennicky slugs in it, and I went to the range to show them how powerful they were. I was like, these are so powerful, they're gonna kick. They all went click because they'd been in that backpack and gotten drowned. So yeah, gauge slugs. All right, so I'm going to let you guys talk about what's coming out on your channels, and then we're going to wrap this up. I think, so I hear you need 2,000 subs to get fast tracked. There you go.
I'm working on it, okay? I'm almost at 1,500.
There you go. All right, Mark, tell us what's going out on the, what's going on your channel, what are you going to review and all that kind of stuff pretty soon. What do you got coming out?
I just put a short up tonight, my Packmeyer grips that I just got for my Ruger LCR, kind of a little bit of jump cut comedy there. And I'm planning on doing depending on my car's at the mechanics tonight, I'm depending on that tomorrow morning to get to the range to do a review on my 30-06 rifle tomorrow I'm not going to say exactly what it is and what optic I'm going to use. Tune into the channel, The Gun-Toting Pacifist. Thanks for the invite. I truly appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. I know the time zones are really weird. I'm surprised you were still up this late. So
yeah, it's Friday night, and I'm divorced, so I have my kids every other weekend. So it's just me tonight.
There you go. There you go. Whenever you want to, we can jump on anytime you want to, whether it's my regular time or not. So, no big deal. All right. Darth Yogi has asked me to do a G20 versus G40 velocity test. I have 5 of those videos. I think 5 videos in the playlist with that.
I was gonna say he must not be familiar with your playlist because I actually just watched one yesterday.
Yeah, I have at least 5 videos in the Glock 29 versus 20 versus 40 velocity test. So, and then I have a couple other videos that I haven't put in that playlist, but where Chuk and I did some ammo with his EAA compact and his Uberti revolver, single action revolver, 10 millimeter, and we did an extreme hunter test, and I put in the 9-inch barrel and the 6.5-inch KKM barrel, and we had like 6 different barrel lengths, dude. So I've got like at least 5 or 6 videos like that. So go check out that playlist, man. Rob, what's coming up on your channel? What you doing?
Well, we're gonna be tomorrow. I'm actually going and filming the part 2 of the 270 is better than 6.5 Creedmoor, and everybody with a brain knows that. Adam Hymas. I mean, people that think that 6.5 Creedmoor is great. So I'm gonna go film that tomorrow. I've got a couple new guns that I've added to the arsenal. I've got going to be having some videos coming out with. I got my Henry Big Boy 357 mag brass receiver, and hopefully tomorrow my new Kimber long slide target 10 millimeter gets out of background check purgatory. So that's kind of what I got coming up, in the short term.
Cool. Hopefully everybody saw that. Watched all its G29. No, it's not all 29. I have like 5 videos in that G20. The playlist is called Glock 29 versus 20 versus 40. So there you go. Yeah. So anyway, coming up on my channel tomorrow with Shoop, I got a 5.7 chronograph with his Ruger 5.7 that he's already sold, which is a good thing because that's a gimmick gun. It's a range toy. It's not a good hunting gun. It's not a good defense gun. Whatever. So
tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. Well,
but does it feel good on the couch when you're sitting watching TV?
Yeah, that's true. But like I think it's a fun gun to shoot. It really was a fun gun to shoot. It was very accurate. I think my only choice for it would be is if I had a winter trap line and I was checking my trap line. I want to put down animals on my trap line. That would be Ruger 5.7 to me would be a good one for that. That's like, it's a glorified, little bit more reliable 22 Magnum. Now, here's the thing. When we went to shoot it the first time, I didn't get this on camera. I wish I did. I chamber around from the slide release like an idiot. I should have pulled back on the thing, but the round goes in, but I hear something rattling around. And so I pull. I'm like, that was weird. And Chuk goes, yeah, that was weird. So I pull the magazine out. Here comes the casing and the powder dumping onto the snow. And the bullet was in the chamber, but not all the way. I could just tap the gun and it fell right out. So the round came apart. I'm pretty sure that was it was a cheap Full Metal Jacket, so it's probably a round issue because when that happens, it's usually not crimped right. So it's probably an issue. We didn't have any of that trouble with any other rounds that we shot. The next magazine, the next 19 in the magazine for that same type of ammo. So is what it is. So all right, guys. So we're doing that tomorrow. Next week, I'm hopefully getting 270 versus 30-06 with the Hornady GMX done. So that's the goal for next week. But anyway, hopefully we'll see y'all. Thanks for the chat. A lot of people here. So God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range. Togiak AK. Good man. Togiak, that's a long ways out there. God bless. See you, man. All right. Sub to everybody. Sub to Mark. Sub to Rob. We'll see you at the range. Support us on
See you
Patreon.
guys.
See you, Arsenal for Mississippi Thunder. Have a good night. Okay.